Hi everybody, this is Phil Stewart from Hybrid Me doing a short video today talking you through the latest design of my home golf simulator. The purpose of the video is to just give you food for thought on what you might want to consider when building your own simulator, or if you're just researching the topic and want to know what might be involved. This is a design that I've taken which is intended to be simple, very easy to source, very easy to build. There's a few bits that you might want to finesse and work on, and there's many different approaches that you can take for building the simulator. I'm going to talk you through why I've done what I've done, as well as giving you food for thought for where you may want to put additional thought into. Now, anyone that's looked at my previous videos, you'll probably know me. Then I did a video about a year ago which was a walkthrough of my previous design. Now that previous design was using the building itself for mounting the screen, the netting, those components. So I had lots of hooks on the wall, and you'll see that I've taken back some of the wall protection and various things as marks on the wall. That's nothing to do with this current design, that's all to do with the previous one. Now what I've done now is move to a enclosure or kind of frame type approach. The reason being it's entirely freestanding. Two reasons for that. One is that it means that you could actually copy this approach within your own design and just build a freestanding simulator in your basement, your garage, your house, your garden even, if you have access to all of the other areas, power and internet and those kind of things. And essentially, it's also a design that myself and Shane Warren, Shanky Golf, a PGA teaching professional in Ipswich, will be taking on the road in the new year, making ourselves and the simulator experience available for hire for corporate hospitality and private functions. And if anybody is interested in that, again, please get in touch. There'll be more details to follow in the next month or two. Now, Hybrid Me are a reseller and a golf simulation specialist, so my job is to provide consultancy to help you with designing a simulator according to your budget. There's lots of different options, premium options, budget options, and certainly I'm keen to make sure that you can get something up and running as quickly, easily and at low cost as possible to be able to get into the golf simulation experience. And now, if you're interested in any of these components, Hybrid Me are a reseller for mats, hitting mats. This is T35. I think it's the best all-rounder mat for being able to use for golf simulation. I recommend you stand on a harder surface, so it's a firmer stance mat. In the new year, there'll be an integrated stance mat with T35 hitting strip, and that's something I'm working on now. We're also a reseller for SkyTrak. So SkyTrak is the most affordable entry into golf simulation that gives you accurate data. So we're not talking about some of the kind of lower budget ones where you don't even have to hit a golf ball. We're talking about something that is going to monitor the golf ball, look at the spin, look at the launch angles, the ball speed, and be able to give you accurate data. Now, I actually use a GC2. I've been called a hypocrite by a few people. I'd say I'm not. A GC2 is probably double the cost of a SkyTrak if you're looking for a used GC2, that is. And the GC2 is effectively the next step up from SkyTrak. It just gives you a more reliable, consistent experience in terms of reading data. The SkyTrak is good enough for many people, but a lot of people do think after a year or so, if you're kind of addicted to the sim experience like I am, you may want to step up to a used GC2, and I can help you with sourcing those if you are interested. Just be careful of any scams. There's a lot of people trying to scam you around trying to sell GC2s on eBay, so just be careful. If you do decide to do that, then you can also add on HMT. HMT looks at the club data rather than ball data, and it really gives you, a lot of information before you have to go up and spend a lot of additional money on the radar-based systems like TrackMan, which again are a great solution. But for indoor golf, certainly I think the GC2 is probably the best thing out there. You'll also need some kind of gaming PC if you're going to be running the comprehensive simulation software. Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf, I think, is fantastic. It's available for GC2, TrackMan, FlightScope, and also available for SkyTrak. At the moment, it's available for used SkyTraks that already have existing Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf subscriptions. I can help you with trying to source those if you are interested. You can no longer get Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf through Sky Golf themselves at the checkout because TrackMan acquired the software. So, but it does work with GC2. Again, please get in touch and I can help guide you through that. There are other options available, things like TGC, FSX from Foresight Sports, E6, WGT, and others, but I do think Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf is the best if you are able to get it for your launch monitor. Your gaming PC is going to need to be relatively high end. The graphics card's the most important component. Although of course you can't have a bottleneck with the rest of it, you still need a good processor, a decent amount of RAM. I can help source that PC and provide that for you. I've got a specification that has been tested with things like Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf and works great. Or I can help you with specifying your own and helping you go and source your own. If you go for a laptop, it's going to be a lot more than the equivalent desktop PC, of course. Then you're going to want some kind of screen. I use a touchscreen monitor because it's just nice within the Golf Sim to be able to kind of fiddle around on the screen itself. Many people might just want a TV or monitor, which will be lower cost and probably give you a better image at the end of the day. If you are looking for the touchscreen monitor, again, I can help you source one that I use and has been very good for me. You're then going to want to have some kind of projector. Now, when I said it's a freestanding enclosure, the one bit I'm not doing freestanding is actually the projector. The reason being, I already had a projector that is mounted on my ceiling of my building. It's already got an HDMI cable, power routed, and for the sake of proving the point here, it wasn't worth me buying another projector and mounting it to the top bar. But that is where I would put the projector. I'd have a little extension arm, a mount, and I'd have a short throw projector mounted on that front top bar, projecting onto the screen. It's going to be far enough away that you're not going to hit it with any swinging of your golf clubs, and high enough up, depending on your enclosure design, of course, that there's no way it's going to be kind of in the target zone for any kind of wedges or anything like that. So that would be where I would put it, and where it will be in the mobile enclosure that's going to be taken on the road. So at this point, I'm going to get onto the enclosure itself. This is probably what most people are interested in, so apologies if it's taken a bit too long. I'm going to put the light on. Ba-ba-ba-bum. My family are out today, so that's why I'm doing the video on my own. I haven't got any assistance with with the video. So the reason I put the light on is so I can kind of show you the fixings and what I'm using. So the first thing I do is I use 1-inch steel tubing or pipe, and effectively 1-inch diameter, that is. And essentially you're going to need the bars going up. So there's one there, there's one in the back corner, one in that corner, and there's one there at the front. This is just a DIY extension for me mounting my projector screen, just to be quick and easy for anyone that does want to do something similar. And you're then going to need the long bar. So these are roughly 2.8 meters in my design. Actually they are. And you're going to need the horizontal bar going along the top, horizontal bar at the back, a horizontal bar at the bottom at the back, and you don't need one at the front. Obviously that would get in the way with the mat or anything else you can do, or you trip over it, so that's not needed. You're then going to need the kind of scaffolding joints or tube clamps, and you can get them all from the same metal supplier. Again, I use somebody and can help you with that. And this is an elbow joint because it's just got one bar coming along there and one up. This is a 3-way joint because it's got the 3 pipes going into it. You've got another 3-way joint at the back. You've got another 3-way joint there, and there, and there, and there, and another elbow joint there. If you've got a very wide design, like this is 5 meters wide, and you're worried about the rigidity of your frame, then you might want to do what I've done and actually you may be able to pick it out, hopefully you can. I actually have 2 tubes. I've got one there and one at the back. One's just about, what would that be, about, I don't know, 4 inches in front of the other one. And I've got a couple of T clamps, which just mean I've got a bit of extra rigidity because there's 2 of those vertical bars going up there. Again, you can add as many bars as you want to make it as solid as you want, but generally you'll be fine with just a basic frame. Now, I don't have my screen mounted to the frame. If you do, you can use bungee cords, you can use clips. I mean, you can source a premium screen that's got eyelets into it and then reinforced edges, and you can use those to be able to tension the screen. I am trying to come up with a design that's just so simple you don't even need to do that. You can just buy raw material and use tarpaulin clips cheaply off Amazon. These little clips allow you to just pull some material and hang it from there at the top. So I'm going to go and get the step ladder so you can see how I've done this. Now, Hybrid Me resell 3 different screens at the moment, 2 premium screens and an Archery Netting. So the Archery Netting is a mesh design. It's very heavy, very durable, it's low budget, it does come with the eyelets and reinforced edges, and for many people it's kind of the entry into golf simulation. It delivers a good enough image. Now, I've got another video where I compare the archery material to this one, and that's something that may be of interest. Now, this screen is actually a little bit different from the previous video because it's been turned around, and it actually does deliver a slightly better image quality now, or very good image quality, I would say. So I do need to redo that video, but this is a premium material, so it isn't a mesh. You can actually identify the individual pixels on the material. And this will probably be about double the cost of the Archery screen. And it would be, I sell it as raw material, so it doesn't come with any eyelets or reinforced edges. So you would need a way of being able to mount that screen. And the way that I mount it is using steel rope. So you can see there's a bit of rope there and a bit of rope there. That's one bit of rope that goes along, gets hooked around the corner, hooked around that top left bar, goes all the way along around the other side, and then you use a tensioning tool, which is something used for kind of steel balustrade, for being able to get it nice and taut. Again, I've got one. I could rent out to people if they wanted to use it rather than buy one. But it's quite heavy, and you can probably source one from a DIY company, or maybe from the balustrade company themselves. And it means that I've then got a nice tensioned rope, actually two of them, to be able to hang things from. And I am hanging my Archery Netting, which is the first screen that many people are using. Simply using little steel shackles available cheaply. Again, I can let you know what they are. And I hang that from the bottom one. Now that does mean there's a bit of a gap between that screen and the top. And I've actually chosen that for my second screen. This allows me to use one or other or both. I use little S clips, again cheaply bought off Amazon, you can buy them from anywhere, and tarpaulin clips that just grip the top of the material. And I need to put a few extra ones in here, but I just have 2 or 3 going across the screen, or maybe 5, 6 in total. And then a bit of material that just goes along over the top and gets actually fixed. You can actually see it's just fixed to that bottom bar again, so it just sits there covering up the gap, giving a very quick, easy way of mounting a screen. Now the issue, the weakness of this design is you could potentially lose golf balls, over the top, like that. Not dangerous, because we've got netting on the sides that go all the way up, over and down, and are fixed using ball bungees at various points. I also have a bit of netting at the back, that at the back of the enclosure, which is the same size, 5 metres long, 3 metres high, that is fixed, so there's no way any golf ball can escape the enclosure. That's the most important thing. And I actually recommend you slightly oversize one of these netting bits so they overlap a bit at the back. And that means, or probably the back one actually I would oversize. And it means you can kind of fold it over, and there's no join where you've got to have like cable ties joining it together. It's just a very simple, quick and easy way with a few little cable ties of being able to give yourself an enclosure that no golf ball can escape from. So when I do lose a golf ball over the top, I've always got loads of golf balls in circulation. I simply pick it up. There we go, there's the golf ball, back in the game again. So quick, easy, no concerns with having to get them back. And if you move your hitting position forward close enough to the screen, I'm hitting from about 2 and a bit metres, my wedges will only hit the top of the impact screen anyhow. So unless I hit some kind of outrageous flop shot, I'm not going to lose any golf balls over the top anyhow. And if you look back at my videos, you kind of get a feel for how the simulator works. There's lots of videos showing me using it. So how do I tension the screen at the sides? Well, you wouldn't really have anything tensioned, because the bar I'm using for the frame, or the 2 bars in this case, are further back. I needed something to tension it from, so I just use another bit of rope, which you can see there. There you go, I'm just moving it about. And again, I have that bit of rope that goes up, under, again, it's not the best video here, but it goes down, wraps under the bar at the bottom, up over the bar at the top, and again gets tensioned and nicely taut. And that enables me to just fold my screen material behind that little bit of rope, and again use tarpaulin clips, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this case, to just pull it nice and taut and ensure that you get a nice screen for hitting from. Same thing on the right hand side. The rope's very cheap. The tensioning little fixing tools don't cost much at all. It's only really this tensioning tool itself that's about £130 that you need to borrow, hire, or just suck up to the cost of it if you want to go with this approach. And you end up with a simulator that is very functional, works great. Please go back and view any of the videos of me playing, and you'll see how it works, and yeah, I hope that's useful. I hope it's given you a bit of an idea for how you can do this. Again, please get in touch if you'd like any costings for these components, or if I can do any other videos that will be of more value. But thank you for watching, and so please get in touch with us at www.hybridme.co.uk if I can be of assistance. Thank you very much. Cheers, bye.